Okay, let's just jump right in. How many times have you heard it? Breakfast. Most important meal of the day. It's like gospel, right?
Absolutely. It's ingrained.
But what if, and this feels kind of rebellious, what if the best thing you could do for your health tomorrow morning is just nothing? Skip the cereal, skip the smoothie, just wait a bit longer.
Uh-huh. Embrace the quiet.
Yeah. So I'm really keen to explore if this idea, intermittent fasting, IF, if it actually holds up. It's everywhere. Wellness blogs, celeb endorsements, huge online
It's
arguments.
definitely having a moment.
A big one.
Right. So here on the deep dive, our mission today is, well, to try and cut through that noise. Find the actual science. Is IF really this metabolic game changer, this key to longevity?
Or is it just another trend? Maybe even, a restrictive one hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. We're going to go way back, ancient history, then zoom right into modern cell biology. We'll look at what really goes on inside your body, check out the science, bust some of those myths.
There are definitely myths. Oh, yeah. And hopefully help you figure out if this is a tool that might work for you or maybe one to just, pass on.
It's funny you mentioned the history because, well, IF feels so cutting edge, doesn't it? Like some new biohack.
Totally. Like something discovered last year.
But really, it's ancient. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors. They didn't have refrigerators or Uber Eats. They lived this cycle naturally. Periods of plenty then. Periods of scarcity.
Feast and famine.
Exactly. And their bodies weren't just surviving that, they actually adapted to thrive on it. It's kind of built into our hardware.
That makes sense.
And it's not just prehistory. Look across cultures, across millennia. Fasting shows up everywhere. Ramadan, Yom Kippur, Lent. It's used for spiritual discipline, for clarity.
Right, for devotion.
Yeah, and even way back, philosophers like Plato, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, they apparently recommended fasting for health reasons, for mental sharpness.
Wow, I didn't know that about Hippocrates.
Yeah. So the fasting itself isn't new. What is kind of new or trendy is the way we're now intentionally scheduling it. Using this ancient mechanism for specific health goals like weight loss or metabolic health in a world where, frankly, food is available constantly.
Okay, so it's about bringing back an old rhythm, but deliberately. So for someone hearing about this, maybe intrigued, what does IF actually look like? Because it sounds like there isn't just one way to do it. Is it a diet?
That's probably the most important clarification. It's absolutely not a diet in the typical sense.
Okay.
Diets usually tell you what foods to eat or avoid. Cut carbs, go low fat, count points, whatever. AF doesn't do that. It's all about when you eat. It's an eating pattern.
Got it. Timing, not content necessarily.
Precisely. It cycles between times you eat and times you voluntarily fast. It's about creating that window.
So what are the main ways people do this?
Well, the most popular one you hear about is probably the 16.8 method, sometimes called lean gains.
Right. 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating.
Exactly. So for a lot of people, that just means skipping breakfast. Maybe your first meal is around noon and you finish eating by 8 p.m. That's your 8-hour window.
Okay. That seems manageable for some.
Yeah, it's quite popular.
Oh,
Then there's the 5.2 diet. That's different. You eat normally 5 days a week.
okay.
And on 2 other days, non-consecutive days usually, you restrict calories quite a bit, down to maybe 500 or 600 calories.
So not a full fast, but very low calorie on those 2 days.
Correct. Then you've got eat, stop, eat. That's a full 24-hour fast, maybe once or twice a week. So finish dinner Monday night, don't eat again until dinner Tuesday night.
Whoa, okay. A full day.
Yep. And finally, there's alternate day fasting, pretty much what it sounds like. Fast every other day. Sometimes it's a complete fast on those days. Sometimes it's modified with just a few hundred calories, similar to 5.2, but more frequent.
So quite a few options, but
Yeah.
the main idea behind all of them.
The core idea is simple. Give your body a regular, significant break from constantly digesting food.
Right. So why is that break so important? You mentioned flipping a switch earlier. What's actually happening, like, inside ourselves when we take that pause?
Okay, this is where the really cool science comes in. When you stop eating for, say, 12 hours or more, your body starts doing some pretty amazing things. It's less about starving and more about shifting gears.
Shifting gears. How so?
Well, first off, there's the metabolic switch. Think of your body like a hybrid car. Glucose from carbs is its easy preferred fuel.
Like running on petrol.
Exactly.
Yes.
As long as that's readily available, your body uses it. But after about 12 hours or so of fasting, the stored glucose in your liver, called glycogen, starts to run low.
Okay. Tank's getting empty.
Right. But your body doesn't freak out. It just flips that switch. It starts breaking down stored body fat into things called ketones, and those become the main fuel source.
So it switches from burning sugar to burning fat.
Precisely. You become a fat burner instead of a sugar burner. It's similar to what happens on a keto diet, but achieved through timing. And many people report, better mental clarity and energy from this ketone fuel.
Interesting. So fat burning and maybe clearer thinking. What else?
Then there's something called autophagy. This one gets scientists really excited. It literally means self-eating.
Okay. Sounds a little intense.
It does, but it's incredibly important. Think of your cells like little apartments. Over time, junk builds up damaged proteins, old parts that aren't working well.
Like clutter.
Exactly. Autophagy is the cell's built-in cleanup crew. It gathers up all that junk and recycles it, breaks it down into usable components to build new, healthy stuff.
So cellular deep cleaning.
That's a great way to put it. And this process really ramps up when you're fasting, when your body isn't busy dealing with incoming food. It's thought to be key for cellular rejuvenation, maybe slowing down aging processes, potentially protecting against things like neurodegenerative diseases.
Wow. Okay, that sounds pretty profound.
It really is. And then thirdly, there's the hormonal response. Fasting conducts this whole hormonal symphony.
A symphony. Okay.
Yeah. First, insulin. Insulin is like the key that locks fat away in your fat cells.
Right.
When you eat, especially carbs, insulin goes up, fat storage is on.
Right.
When you fast, insulin levels drop dramatically. This is like unlocking the doors to your fat stores, telling your body, okay, time to burn this stored energy. Better insulin sensitivity is huge for preventing type 2 diabetes, too.
So lower insulin means easier fat burning. Makes sense.
Then counterintuitively, maybe, human growth hormone, or HGH, can actually go way up. Some studies suggest it can increase like 5-fold.
5 times, just from not eating for a bit.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
wild, right? But HGH is crucial for repairing tissues, building muscle, and it also helps burn fat. So getting this natural boost helps preserve your muscle mass, even if you're losing fat, especially if you're doing resistance training.
Okay, that counters one of the myths I've heard.
We'll get to that. And one more hormone, norepinephrine. Your nervous system releases more of this during a fast. It makes you more alert, more focused.
So you don't just get sleepy and sluggish.
Not necessarily, no. And norepinephrine also tells fat cells to break down body fat, and it can even slightly increase your metabolic rate, helping you burn a few more calories.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just about not eating. It's about triggering these internal repair and optimization programs that our bodies already have.
That's exactly it. We're tapping into these ancient built-in mechanisms that often lie dormant because, well, we're eating all the time in the modern world.
Incredible. Our bodies are smarter than we give them credit for. But okay, let's tackle those myths you mentioned, because there's definitely a lot of misinformation out there.
Oh, absolutely. Let's bust a few. Myth number 1, the big one. Skipping meals puts you into starvation mode and wrecks your metabolism.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. Your body panics and holds on to fat.
Reality, nope. Not with these short-term fasts. True starvation mode, where your metabolism significantly slows down, takes days, even weeks of severe calorie deprivation. These shorter fasts, like 16 hours or even 24-48 hours, they actually seem to boost metabolism slightly thanks to hormones like that norepinephrine we just talked about.
Okay, so metabolism might actually speed up a bit, not slow down. Good to know. What's next?
Myth number 2. You can eat whatever you want during your eating window. Pizza, ice cream, donuts. It doesn't matter as long as it's within the window.
The magic window defense.
Right. Reality. Sorry, but no. While IF gives you timing flexibility, it's not a free pass for junk food. Quality always matters. If you fill your eating window with nutrient-poor processed foods, you're likely going to counteract many of the potential benefits. Think whole foods protein, healthy fats, lots of veggies, fiber. That makes IF a health strategy, not just a clock-watching exercise.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out still applies.
Pretty much. Okay, myth number 3. You'll lose all your muscle mass.
Yeah, the fear of becoming skinny fat.
Reality. Again, unlikely for most people doing IF correctly. Remember that HGH spike we talked about? That helps preserve muscle. If you're eating enough protein during your eating window, and especially if you're doing some resistance training, your body tends to preferentially burn fat, not muscle, for fuel during the fast. Significant muscle loss isn't a typical outcome.
Good. That's reassuring for people who work out. Okay, one more.
Yes, and this is arguably the most important one to bust. Myth number 4. Intermittent fasting is great for everyone.
The universal cure-all idea.
Reality. This is absolutely not true. And it's critical people understand this. NEF is not recommended for certain groups. Pregnant or breastfeeding women, definitely not. Anyone with a history of eating disorders, absolutely avoid it. People who are underweight shouldn't do it. Children and adolescents are still growing. They shouldn't be fasting intentionally.
Okay, that's a clear list. What about medical conditions?
Crucial point. Anyone with a medical condition, especially something like type 1 or type 2 diabetes, where blood sugar management is key, should only ever attempt IF under strict guidance from their doctor. It can be dangerous otherwise.
Right. Medical supervision is key there.
And it's worth mentioning, some research suggests women's bodies might react differently, or perhaps more sensitively, to fasting than men's. It could potentially affect menstrual cycles in some individuals. So the key takeaway here is, listen to your body. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, and for some people, it's just not appropriate or safe.
That's such an important warning. Personalization, listening to your body. It's key. So thinking about the future then, where is this science heading? Is it just going to be more of these methods or something else?
It's still a relatively young field of research, especially the long-term human studies. We have lots of promising animal data and shorter-term human trials, but we need more high-quality, long-term research to really understand the full picture across different people.
So more data needed.
Definitely. But the future is likely heading towards much more personalization. Imagine, maybe a simple blood test or looking at your genes could help suggest what kind of fasting schedule, if any, might work best for your specific biology. Are you a 16.8 person? A 5.2? Or maybe fasting isn't ideal for you at all.
Tailored fasting plans.
Exactly. And researchers are also really interested in something called fasting mimicking diets.
Fasting mimicking, how does that work?
It's basically a specific low-calorie, usually plant-based meal plan that you follow for maybe 3 to 5 days a month. The idea is to provide enough nutrients to avoid feeling totally deprived, but it's designed to trick your body into activating some of those same beneficial pathways, like autophagy that full fasting does.
So getting some benefits without the full fast, that could make it more accessible.
That's the hope, making some of these cellular repair benefits perhaps easier for more people to achieve.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Ancient history, cellular biology, myths, the future. Let's try and synthesize this. After this deep dive, where do we land on IF, miracle or myth?
Well, like most things in health, it's not black and white, is it? It's definitely not a myth. There's real, compelling science behind it. It seems to be a genuinely powerful tool for influencing metabolism, cellular health, hormones.
Okay, so scientifically valid.
Yes, but it's also definitely not a miracle cure. It won't magically undo years of poor eating habits or a lack of exercise or chronic stress. You can't just fast and expect everything else to fall into place.
It's a strategy, not a magic bullet.
Exactly. It's one potential tool in the toolbox. So going back to that very first question, is skipping breakfast the best thing? The answer has to be. It depends.
It always depends.
Right? It depends on you, your body, how you feel, your lifestyle, your medical history, what you're aiming for. For some people, eating in a timed window feels fantastic, really energizing. For others, it just feels stressful or is completely unsustainable. Neither is wrong.
Listening to your own body seems to be the recurring theme.
Absolutely. Maybe the biggest insight from exploring IF isn't necessarily that everyone should do it, but appreciating the why behind it. Understanding that our bodies have this amazing built-in capacity for self-repair, for cleaning things up, for running efficiently on different fuel sources.
And that maybe giving our systems a strategic break sometimes is just as important as what we feed them.
Precisely. It highlights that health isn't just about adding things in, but maybe also about strategic subtraction or strategic timing. So we really hope you continue exploring this. Stay curious, always ask, what's the science actually saying? And maybe even more importantly, what is my own body telling me?
Because maybe the most profound health choice isn't just what's on your plate, but potentially what you choose to leave off it, and importantly, when. A lot to think about there.